Hey gang, Ross Rand here for LivestreamUniverse.com. Welcome to Livestream Stars. This is the show where we feature talented broadcasters delivering high-quality content across live stream platforms and Livestream Stars. Of course, brought to you by Livestream Universe. Check us out, LivestreamUniverse.com. Before we bring on our guest, Avi Cohen from LiveU, I do want to mention a new project, easy for me to say, that I am a part of. I'm happy to be doing some live streaming with my good friend, Professor Nez. And the show is called Ross and Nez, simple enough to remember. And we do have a website. We're just getting started, kind of doing spontaneous streams right now, but figured why not put together a website and some social accounts and see how things go. So we would love it if you checked out the website, rossandnez.com. And if you go to the top of the website, let me see if you can see my mouse moving. If you'd like to check out our social accounts, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's YouTube, and there's Instagram. Particularly love if you guys want to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It just went live yesterday. We have our first video up on the YouTube channel. Again, it's Ross and Nez, rossandnez.com. So would love it if you check that out. But now let's get into our programming for today. And I'm thrilled to bring in my guest is Avi Cohen from LiveU, and Avi is the inventor of bonded cellular video transmission technology. He is the co-founder of LiveU. He's the COO of LiveU, and you see LiveU units being used in TV broadcasting, and now they're also available for use in live streaming to Facebook Live and to YouTube Live. We will get into the new LiveU Solo HDMI unit, which is probably the product that LiveU makes that'll be most of interest to live streamers. Avi, welcome to Livestream Stars.
Thank you for having me today, Ross.
It's great to have you on. I enjoyed using the LiveU Solo when I was at Vid Summit because the internet connection, the Wi-Fi wasn't very good in a hotel in an event space, and the cell connection was kind of unreliable, and there was a lot of demand on that. So using that cellular bonded technology, I was able to stay live for as long as I wanted, which turned out to be doing about 7 interviews in a row over an hour. And it was great that Claudia was there from LiveU as well to make sure everything went smoothly. Tell us about what made you decide to go into inventing cellular bonding, coming up with that idea and bringing that to the broadcasting world?
Yeah, so we started the company in Israel about 11 years ago. This is where my accent from, if you didn't recognize. And so, the story started when a friend of mine took me to a soccer play. And it was in Jerusalem, and we went to the soccer play, and he was a technical director in a TV station. And he told me all about how they're shooting the soccer game live to the TV. He showed me the satellite track, the 2 fiber that they have as a backup, and 4 cameramen, all the production around it, the editing. So he told me it's a lot of money involved over there, and he told me all the architecture, how the workflow is. And at that time, I was doing my PhD study in the university in Israel, and I thought, wow, there's a much better way to do it with 3G coming soon. It was only 2.5G at the time. And with the new encoding code was H.264. Until then, it was only H.260 MPEG-2, sorry. So I said, we have 3G coming in, we have H.264 coming in, so we can do much better in transmission over there. And then I built my first prototype, after this game.
Wow. So what is the advantage to, TV stations and to live streamers of using bonded cellular technology versus, either in the TV realm, doing the old uplink to satellites from the truck, or in live streaming going across Wi-Fi or just a mobile cellular phone connection.
Right. So maybe tell a few words about how we're doing it, in
Sure.
high level, and then we can get more detail about why it's important. So what we're actually doing in our device, we're doing two parts. One, we're doing the encoding of the video. We're shrinking the video dramatically with the H.264 and lately with the H.265. So we're taking a raw video, which is 50 megabit, 40 megabit per second, and shrink it into 1, 2 megabit per second, right? And then what we're taking all the bits and bytes that coming from the video encoder, and we split it among cellular network. We split it among AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, and then Wi-Fi if available, Verizon, Ethernet. So we split it among several channels. From the device itself, it's going to Verizon tower, AT&T tower, T-Mobile tower. It's going to their backbone, and then it's going to the internet. Then in 30 Rock, if it's NBC, they have a decoder that get all the substream from AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, and actually rebuilding the video. So it's, combining all the packets together, and then it's decoded. And this is how you see it live in the TV, about 1 second after this, we're doing the whole workflow.
Wow.
So this is the high level.
So when you're breaking down that video, right, when you're encoding that video in small size to send it along each of the cellular and the Wi-Fi connections, each, like going along AT&T, going along Verizon, is all the contents of the video just in an encoded package, right? So that way any one of those connections could end up being the sole connection that NBC or Facebook Live or whomever could put on the air then, right? So that even if the other cell connections drop, that one contains all the information in it, right, that you would need to get that show on the air.
Right. So we have a lot of smart algorithm in the backend that help to shrink the content and stream it. And you're right. If suddenly something happened to AT&T and it's dropped, you're still sending on T-Mobile and Sprint. And sometimes happened to the Wi-Fi, you're relying on the other network. So it's increased the reliability dramatically.
So when you first created this and the product and everything, what was the original use of it? Who was using it, and how were they using it in the beginning?
Yeah, so it was, again, 11 years ago. We didn't have smartphone. We didn't have the first iPhone at that time. And we just launched the 3G network here, the UMTS, if you remember.
Right.
And we had a few directions to go. We had the traditional TV station. We have the security market, like the military application. And then we had online, what you're doing now, bloggers and a small entity that was streaming to the web. So we said, streaming to the web, it was, an early stage. So what we said, we have either the media, which is a big potential, or the security. We hesitate. And as a small startup, you want to have a short time to market. This is why we target the media rather than the security, which is a longer time to market. So we were very focused from the day one in the media. So in 2010, we have our first prototype. It's called the LE20. It was a big, bulky device, which you need laptop to it, and you need cables, and we built a special backpack that you carry laptop and devices with special antenna going out of it. It was crazy. And I think NBC was kind enough to test it here, and to give us some feedback. And this is how we started the first pilot here in the state.
Okay. And so that's being streamed then back to NBC, and then they're adding the production, the graphics, all that stuff, and taking that video. Either they're taking it as raw video and including it into a production, or they're taking it as part of a live show, but they're adding their own graphics and so forth to it, and interspersing it, as it fits into their workflow, right?
Right. So the way it's worked, they're having today, companies, media group like this have tens, sometimes hundreds of units in the field. So what you usually see in a typical, small local TV station, they have 4 or 5 backpacks, and you have LiveU 1, LiveU 2, LiveU 3, and then you have satellite 1, satellite 2, and then you have microwave 1, microwave 2. So you have a lot of feed coming to the station between LiveU and satellite and microwave and other landline that's coming in. And then the editor can choose the sources when you're going live. So you have a big switcher, then he chooses several pickups. It's sometimes he picks Skype phone, sometimes LiveU, and then he's using the right choose to put picture in picture, whatever they're doing over there. But you're absolutely right. And they have a big switcher and they have their own VZRT that they can then, or NewTek, whatever they have, there's a switcher.
Welcome to Livestream Stars, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We are talking with Avi Cohen from LiveU. Welcome, Kim Doyle. Dan, great to see you. Joyce from LiveU is here. Great to see you. Javal, Sandra, Barb, Eduardo, Fernando, Tish, everybody, welcome. Thanks so much for joining us, and please do share this out if you haven't done so. Again, our guest is Avi Cohen from LiveU, and we'll get into in just a little bit how cellular bonded technology can actually help you do better live streams and live stream from places where a connection is a little bit more challenging to get, let's say, your internet connection. We'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. So as broadcasting, TV stations and news and so forth, sports started using it, how did it start changing the way they approached, live remote broadcasts?
So I think today the typical TV station could do much more news for a fraction of the price they did in the past. So we talked with a big three-letter network, and they're comparing the last election to previous election to previous election, right? So Obama first term to Obama second term to Trump term, and you see the big difference. First year, in the first terms of Obama, they spent $4 million on satellite segment election year. Second year, it was $2 million. Last year, elections, it was $500,000. So you see the dramatically drop in the price of the cost of doing this election event. And then in the other hand, you see the number of hours they transmit from outside the studio was triple. So again, the price, the budget went dramatically down, and the numbers of hours dramatically up. It was amazing to see this change. People start to rely more and more on LiveU. So when a truck is breaking up, people will not fix it anymore, right? Nobody even know how to fix the truck anymore. So I think you see also what we saw, especially in Europe. We already have a few dozens of TV stations that 100% relying on live workflow. They don't have any other feed coming in. So it's amazing to see the shift. It's not only shift to the LiveU bonding, it's a shift to IP that's happening in the same time.
Mm-hmm. And so that enables, news crews to be lighter, right? To have fewer people and get into spaces where a news truck can't get into easily, right? Like we saw people using LiveU during the hurricane and things like that. Now, you mentioned that you got the idea kind of from a soccer match in Israel, and I'm wondering how it's changed sports broadcasts where traditionally everything was done in the truck, right? All the wires, all the cameras, everything ran to the truck, and in the truck, all the production was being done basically there, and then it was being uploaded or uplinked to the satellite, right? So how has, using LiveU encoders at a sporting event changed the way productions done for major sports events?
It was very interesting to see the evolution in the sport. In the beginning, it was you never transmit a game with LiveU. You just transmit secondary content. It means before the game, after the game, halftime. We have I think half of the NFL team using us, and again they're using us for practices, using us for the before game, after game, but never shoot the game itself. So this is how we started in the sport. Again, auxiliary content. And then what we saw along the year, we started to see that they're streaming the real thing. So lately we did a nice package. We called it at-home production, when you can take 4 units from the field. And we have a special algorithm in the cloud that will sync the 4 units together. That will be 1 of the 60th of the second sync between them. And you don't need to bring the editing station anymore, right? You're taking the 4 totally wireless. You take you with a camera, with a backpack next to you, to a golf court, for example, and you shoot them back to the studio, wherever you have the switcher and the editing with the professional guy, and it will save you to fly the people, to save you to rent the editing truck, and save you to wire all the field, right? Everything is totally wireless. So we see now in the last year, we sold a few dozens of these kits, for a potential client, that they actually use it to stream live from the field.
Wow. So if you'd like to learn more about LiveU's products, particularly LiveU's Solo unit, which is used for live streaming, check us out at livestreamdeals.com, livestreamdeals.com. Scroll down about halfway down the homepage under products from our October show when Claudia Barbiero joined us, and you'll see the big image of the LiveU Solo. Click on that. You can get all the information about the new HDMI unit, which we'll be talking with Avi about in just a few minutes. And I want to bring in a comment from Stephen Haywood, who's got a lot of experience using all different kinds of high-end equipment. And he says, I love LiveU. He's been watching them beat everyone when it comes to latency. Everyone tries to make bonded technology, but LiveU has the least amount of latency. I imagine that's kind of the secret sauce, right? But in however general terms for people, explain what it means to have, not to have the latency issues and why that's important.
Yeah. So first of all, Stefan, thank you for the nice words. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's part of the secret sauce. It's very challenging to reduce the delay. So I think the encoding decoding delay is very short. Is 200 milliseconds, right? It's very, very short. And then all the other delay, we today sub-second delay. We're about 900 milliseconds altogether. And I think the secret sauce is that, while you're streaming, in the other hand, when you're receiving all the packets, suddenly you see that you're missing packets. You're getting packets 1, 2, 3, and then you're missing 4, you're missing 5. So you need to find a way to build to packets, the missing packets, either retransmit them or to rebuild them from the existing packet. So we have a lot of smart algorithm to help us to do it very fast, right? So we can recover very fast from failure. And usually you see it in the big games when you have a big, audience or breaking news where everyone using the cell phones, that
right.
the cell phone, the bandwidth is going down. Then we have very challenging environment when we're losing a lot of packets now. And then we need the algorithm to work very hard to make the delay very low. So usually what we recommend our client in challenging area, when you're not by yourself streaming, when it's a breaking news event, we'll try to keep the delay high to 2-3 second delay in order to recover fast.
Yeah. Thank you for that comment and bringing that in, Stephen. If you'd like to throw a link into the chat to your new outdoors programming. It's not so new, actually. You've been at it for a while and doing very well. I know you're going to be working with LiveU as well. And welcome, Mitch Jackson. Great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Stephen says he remembers using LiveU at NAB 2012. Something happened with his unit. Talk about customer service. These guys rebuilt. Yes, you heard me. Rebuilt the software on my unit and the server to ensure it all worked at NAB. Customer service top notch. That's the kind of feedback you want to hear, right, Avi?
Yeah, thank you very much. We invest a lot in customer service. I think white glove service is very important, especially the guys making news. You're waking up 5 a.m. to do the morning news. And you cannot, if something happened to the unit, if you're not sure about bandwidth, if you have question, you need 24/7 support. We have about 25 people in the support team, half of them in New Jersey, inside the US, and half of them spread around the globe. But yeah, it's 24/7. We cover the globe. If ever have an issue with the unit, you can call 1-800 our number, and you hit a support guy here. It's a US
right
support.
So what are some of the most common uses that you see, or most interesting uses? How are people using LiveU products in their broadcasts, or what kind of broadcasts do you think best lend itself to using bonded cellular technology?
I think the major one is a breaking news, and usually it's around weather disaster or about some terror attack or something like this. So a big nice case study was the Irma, the last few Hurricane Harvey and Irma. It was interesting to see the usage. I remember sitting Saturday morning and watching the news about Irma and going channel by channel. If it was
Right.
CBS, NBC, Fox, CNN, everyone was using multiple LiveU. So I know that CNN, I think they have 24 LiveU over there, and I see Anderson Cooper sitting with LiveU and streaming his own show. And then you have other, he moving from units that was before the hurricane, inside the eye of the hurricane, after the hurricane, and the place the hurricane going to hit in a few hours. So it was amazing to see the switching between the LiveU. You see the live feed from Fox News about rescuing a family from a helicopter. So they shoot live from a helicopter. So it was amazing. I think the previous hurricane you can never do it because you cannot open the track dish to connect to a satellite. So this was amazing case study to see it. And you see that the network survived it. We were able to. I think we had almost 200 units, in the Tampa area when Irma hit. It was amazing to see it. Every network used it.
Now, can you tell the difference when you're watching like a news broadcast? Can you tell from looking at the picture whether it's LiveU or whether it's satellite or whether it's somebody else's product? Is there any telltale sign that you go, okay, I know they're using LiveU right now?
Yeah, for me, after 11 years of founding this company, for me, it's very easy to see it. But today, with a very good location, when you have the new product of LiveU with the LU600 with the HU65, it's very tough to understand if it's a satellite truck with a professional encoder or if it's the backpack, and people not realize today. It's very difficult to find out which one of them. And we developed today the 4K version of the H265, so you can shoot high quality game and then very, very good quality. We took our encoder to the next level. So if in the past it was just for breaking news, today you can have a full-blown show that move from one to each other, backpacks over LiveU, and you would not notify if it's a satellite or it's a fiber or if it's a LiveU.
So with those type of situations like breaking news and whatever, is it really as simple as like sending out a camera person with the backpack unit and Anderson Cooper or whoever the anchor is or the reporter on the scene and then just basically a two-man team or two-person team can go ahead and get that footage back to Atlanta or New York or wherever it needs to go to get on the nightly news?
Yeah, today it's very easy to use. It's a one-man band. You can use the camera and the LiveU, and even put a light and microphone. He can do everything by himself. Today we can also help him, remotely. So if something happened, anyone from the station can log into his unit and help him to configure it or figure out or troubleshoot or see whatever you see in the field. On top of it, we now create a network of almost 100 freelancers across the US that have a camera and a backpack of LiveU. So if you are a station or an organization that need a freelancer in Wisconsin now, so we have a list of freelancers that have the LiveU backpack, they can stream live to your office. So you rent them together with a backpack. It's a professional cameraman with a professional camera that can shoot directly to your studio. So again, a one-man band with a camera, lighting, microphone, and live you can stream. So we again have around 100 of them, then been used in a daily basis by all the big network, to cover news. So again, in the past, if I'm a local station in New York, let's say I'm Bloomberg in New York, and I have a live shoot to do from Vegas, instead to send my reporter, I will rent a freelancer in Vegas that have a camera and a backpack to send the video to me. And I can save a lot, on traveling and then manpower.
So even though the focus is generally on live, just for getting footage to run in the news program later or whatever, when they need a freelancer and want to do something quickly and expensively or whatever, they can still use the technology to stream that video back to headquarters or whatever, and then they save it for later to use in their production, right?
They can either use it for later, or you can stream it live. As soon as you have a decoder of LiveU in your office, they can stream it directly to the decoder, and then you can edit it and broadcast it to air. Or there's another option to stream it to the LiveU cloud. It will be on the LiveU cloud, and from the cloud you can stream it to YouTube Live, to Facebook Live, to any WowZa server that you want.
Right. We're talking with Avi Cohen, the co-founder and COO of LiveU. He's the inventor of bonded cellular video transmission technology. Won the digital video industry innovator award for 2017. And it's so great to have him on the show today. And we want to turn our attention, since obviously most of us are solo broadcasters, live streamers. Let's talk about the, here it is, LiveU Solo. And there's actually a new HDMI unit that is out. And tell us about the new unit and how it's going to be used for live streaming.
So we targeted the new unit for bloggers, or a small entity that wants to stream live to the internet, either Facebook or YouTube or Amazon. They have the new platform. And in the past, what we saw that people were using the smartphone, right? They will use the smartphone to stream to whatever platform they're using. And when they will use the Wi-Fi to cover with the iPhone to cover the broadcast. And what we saw that when they're sending the video to the whatever platform they're using, let's say Facebook, suddenly the video will collapse because there is not enough bandwidth in the Starbucks Wi-Fi, right? And they will go and will blame, hey, Facebook have this shitty platform. You see the video is not working, and it's not and Facebook have a very solid, very strong platform. The problem is with the local Wi-Fi. So we try to educate people. It's not the platform fault. It's the connectivity. The connectivity play a big role, right? So you need to be. Sometimes you started the event, you stream from your Verizon. Everything is going smoothly, and then suddenly people coming to the event and the signal drop, and again the video collapse. So I think now people realize when doing an important show, they're putting a lot of effort to do the show. They want a reliability, so they want to have a good content, but they want to have a reliability. So we developed the Solo, like you show. It's a very small device, the HDMI one, very affordable one, that you can connect multiple connection. You can connect up to 2 modems. You can connect the Wi-Fi and Ethernet, so it's up to 4 connections. And you can stream directly to your Facebook account or YouTube account or Amazon account or whatever platform you're using. And it's give you reliability. People not realize, because sometimes in the test with the iPhone, everything working great. But in the real event, then you have the real issue of the bandwidth and Wi-Fi stability. So this is what we built it for.
Yeah. So I know you had an SDI unit out, which also had HDMI. What are some of the different ways that you've heard about people, obviously events and things like that, but there have been people doing some interesting things with the Solo unit. Tell us about how you see live streamers and others using it, in addition to, of course, using it to get the higher quality stream and to make sure that their stuff stays on and is professional looking. What are some things that enables people to do that maybe they couldn't do with a cell phone or, sitting at home on their desktop or something like that?
So again, I think we see a lot of people that want to take the show to the next level.
Right.
We see a lot of concert, that's running off this. We see a lot of many bloggers with shows similar to what you're doing now. We see a college game, if it's a local high school volleyball game that they want to send to the air. We see a lot of a journalism school using it. We see a lot of enterprise using it, right? So if I'm Amazon and I want to stream my executive talking in a conference, I would use this unit to stream it to the web. So we saw a lot of enterprise, if it's Walmart, if it's Amazon, if it's Microsoft, that will use the product for the event. We see a lot of bloggers, we see a lot of sport entity, a lot of education, and we start to see a lot of house of worship using it for the Sunday morning.
That's great. And if you want to find out some more information about it, head on over to livestreamdeals.com. You can scroll about halfway down the page. You'll see the items from October's show, and there it is in big on the right side of the screen. We'll make the solo for a second because there is the solo on the right side about halfway down on livestreamdeals.com. Click that. It'll take you to a page where you can get all the information about the product. Michael Castleman asks, what about the costs? I believe the new Solo is just under $1,000. Is that right, Avi?
Yeah, the HDMI is about $1,000 to buy it. You can use it in a single channel or you can use it with a multiple channel. So it depends on the connectivity you want, but it's starting from a little bit less than 1,000.
And Ben Ratner's here. Last season was the technical director of the Never Settle show, and never ever had any time to chat with me except for one 45 to 60 second interview he did. He asked, "Does it make toast as well?" Not yet. That's going to be in the next version. Cheval says this is really cool to see the platform can be used for professional news organizations, and you guys have your own streaming protocol, right? I mean, the signal goes to LiveU first, right? And then you stream it. You can explain. I can't explain it, but you can explain it better than I can, right? Like it goes through you guys first, and then that's part of your service, especially for people who are doing live streaming to social media.
Right. So we took the secret sauce that we have to the broadcasters. We make it a little bit lighter, and we install it in Amazon Cloud. So now all the stream will go to the Amazon Cloud, and from there it will go to Facebook. So again, we called it LRT. It's a LiveU transport layer, and so this will allow you to give a reliable transmission, right? If you're losing packets, if suddenly the Wi-Fi drop or the T-Mobile using a drop, it will make the stream much more reliable than a single phone. And again, don't forget that inside this solar unit, we have a dedicated hardware that we designed for encoding. So we have two systems over there, communication system that will handle the packets and send it over multiple channels. And then we have the hardware dedicated encoder that will compress the video. So this is why it's a much stronger unit than any other device.
That's right. And Joyce from LiveU mentions that the Solo HDMI is $995 plus cloud service, which is $45 a month or a $450 flat fee. And again, you can check that out at livestreamdeals.com. And Michael, who asked the question, says, nice, we have problem streaming our downtown events sometimes. This would be nice. Sounds like a good solution for Michael. Guys, if you have any questions for hey Daniel, good to see you. If you have any questions for Avi, we'll be on for a little bit longer. Please do throw those questions in the chat. We'd love to get your questions in front of Avi. If you haven't done so, please do share this out. Let people know we are talking about LiveU with the co-founder and COO of LiveU. And Ben Ratner, the comedian, says, does the LiveU work at downtown events? No, Ben, I think it's only uptown events.
Yeah, of course. It's working in a very tough situation, in basement, in the big event, in the parades. It's working in the hurricane, or all the towers were challenging and people are calling like crazy. So it's working in a very tough area. I think today the probability to go live from event is 98%. I think, very, very high.
Wow.
And I think we're getting better and better. First of all, we improved the algorithm to compress the video. Second, we improved the modems, are much more sophisticated. And third, the cellular company, Verizon, AT&T, and these guys improved their backend. So you see, we can stream much more in much lower capacity today, especially with the H265 coming on.
Welcome, Professor Nez. Professor Nez is here, which is a great time to tell you about Ross and Nez. We've been doing some shows together, and you can check out our website, rossandnez.com. In the upper right-hand corner, we have links to all of our social media where you can find us, and we'd love to get your feedback as we continue to do some spontaneous live streams throughout the fall and having a good time doing it. A lot of comedy and also discussions about live streaming, social media, and business and more. So check that out, rossandnez.com, and do follow us at social media. Again, those social media icons in the right-hand corner at the top will take you where you need to go. Sabrina, welcome. Great to see you. Great to see Cheval as well. We did read your comment. I'm not sure if I said hello, so now I did. Emmanuel, good to see you. Tish, thanks for sharing. Everybody else, please do share. So now that this unit is out and on the market, I guess I would say that most live streamers who are, kind of in this community, maybe Stephen Haywood would be the exception, aren't going to be using gear where they would need an SDI connection. So this is really a great option for them to get something at a lower price point.
Right. So what we did, I think we took the existing unit, we strip out the SDI, and we kept only the HDMI to reduce costs, to save us some pricing, and I think we want to make it more affordable, right? If we started with a big 3-letter, media group, and then went to the smaller TV division, and now we want to go to this. We take the same amazing technology we have for the big guys, for the big 3-letter network, and give it to the bloggers to use it. But again, it's amazing to see how it changed the way TV station use it. I remember the first inauguration of Obama. This is where it's the first time been used. And NBC wanted to shoot the inauguration when Obama going with the train from Baltimore to Washington, D.C.
Right.
And they started to do the testing with this. We did back and forth in the train. Said, okay, let's 3 weeks before the inauguration, let's do a practice with LiveU.
Right.
We sent one of our guy. We shoot, the video with our, backpacks and the train in the same route. Obama going to take Amtrak in. And it went perfect. And then we did every day. We did 2-3 times. We tweaked the system. We know which part is Sprint is better, which one is AT&T better. So I think the day before, the guys in NBC decided to go with LiveU. It was one of the first times. It was about 9 years ago.
Wow.
That we used LiveU in the field. It was one of the first live streaming to a big network. And it worked perfectly. The whole ride with Obama, we were the only, NBC with Live, we were the only network and can go live from the moving train. So this was opened for us the gate with a big network. And since then, we closed the deal with all the big letters network. All of them are our client today. We also have a bigger media group that in the Midwest, like Sinclair, like Raycom, Cox, Meredith, have a lot of media group in the smaller towns that have stations in smaller markets. And it was very nice to see how they use it in the Eclipse, right? Because they have all across the state, so they follow the Eclipse with a LiveU backpack. So everything went to one central location, and they moved from one camera to one backpack to another backpack. It was amazing to see it. So there's a lot of crazy stuff these guys are doing.
Yeah, and Ben Ratner mentions that you can use it with an iPhone as well. So basically the phone becomes your camera, and you're using the bonded cellular technology from the LiveU solo encoder to do your streaming. So if you need that, just a small phone camera, you're just in a space where you're going around. You can still do the selfie style, right? And you can use and get the high quality. You can benefit from the high quality encoding if that's what you want to do.
Right. So we have two applications for phones, for iPhone. One is there's a cable. You can connect your iPhone to the LiveU's Solo and use just your regular iPhone to stream live directly to the Solo so it's a converter to HDMI. So you can buy this cable from us. And then second, we develop an app for the iPhone that you download from the App Store that can bond the two channels that you have in your phone. One is the carrier that you have, let's say AT&T, and second one is the Wi-Fi. So even when using the iPhone, you can stream on over two channels, the Wi-Fi and the cellular. So if you have another phone, let's say from Verizon, and your iPhone is from AT&T, you can have the other one in a hotspot mode, and then to bond AT&T from your phone and the Wi-Fi over Verizon from another phone that you have. So it's an amazing app that we have. We have it currently for the broadcasters, but now we created it also for the solo environment.
What do you see coming next for live streaming or for live remote, video transmission as I guess we're probably a few years away from 5G, right? That's not knocking on the door yet. But what do you think are going to be some developments in broadcasting that are coming along, whether it's, over the air traditional broadcasting or whether it's live streaming to Facebook Live, YouTube, and things like that?
Yeah, I think a few things. First of all, we'll see the quality will improve. I'm not sure about the 4K, but I think we will see more HDR coming soon. We'll see 8K coming soon in the next Olympic in Korea. We're going to have the 8K. So I think the bandwidth will increase with the 5G, but the quality of the video will increase in parallel. So you see more demand for video, and the network will give you more bandwidth. So this is one trend we're going to see. Another trend is that you will see that everything will shift to the cloud. So if today you need a switcher and editing, on your site, in the next step you'll see that everyone will move to the cloud, that you don't need to have any more editing station. You will log into the cloud, and LiveU will present this kind of solution very soon, that you can stream from multiple LiveU, take it to the cloud, do graph editing, do switching between several sources. So everything will be totally wireless and cloud environment. The switching, the graphics, the editing, everything will be in the cloud.
So everything will be going away from hardware switching and all that stuff, and it'll all be clicking and pointing and moving and things like that, right? It'll all be on touching glass to make your changes.
Yeah, so you need one iPhone to stream the video over multiple network, and then you need one iPad to do the editing in real time, and then you have a show, everything virtually.
Right. Wow. Well, that's going to be exciting. Stephen Haywood mentions that this spring he wants to take it out on the boat and stream his fishing adventures on the lake. He has no doubt that he'll have a connection. And there was was it with NASA? You guys did something where you actually had people go out with units, right? Was it solo or backpack units that they took out on boats?
I think it was with the eclipse. We took the back into the sea, so the last point you see the eclipse disappear. I don't remember how many miles was deep in the sea, but about 10 miles, I think. And the stream live feed from the boat directly to the station. It was amazing to see it. We did a lot of crazy stuff. We did diving with it. We did racing a car. We did, a lot of streaming from helicopter, airplanes, a lot of crazy stuff. We did many crazy stuff related to sporting event, but freestyle jumping from airplanes, a lot of crazy stuff.
Wow. And you've also recently implemented some changes or some new features in the Go Solo interface on the online portal. Can you talk about what's new with the online portal?
Yeah, I think the online portal now, we are doing some facelifting to be much more user-friendly. We're making the purchasing of the device much more easier. We're going to, as I mentioned, we're going to add graphics on the cloud, available very soon. We're going to have the LiveU's solo app available soon. And we're going to have switching coming soon. So you can switch to decide if you want to stream just to Facebook or Facebook and YouTube and other WAVs resource again.
So you can stream to both at the same time.
Right. So we give you all the capabilities. So we're doing a lot of work in this environment now.
And what can people do, or is this something that's coming where, you're broadcasting, say, I'm solo out in an event, I've got the unit, and I've got a camera and a microphone and I'm doing interviews or something like that. And I think, gee, it'd be nice to put some lower thirds on this or, put some graphics on this. Is there a way to do that now, or is that something that's coming?
It's something that's coming. We'll have a few options to add logo, to have a scoreboard, to have a chat in the side. So we have a lot of nice feature coming soon, especially target to colleges, universities. If you have your own logo of your channel, you can add it. So this is coming very, very soon. We're going to do this edition.
So you can set all that up in the portal before you go live, so that it's all on when you're broadcasting, since you're going right from your camera to the unit.
Right, exactly.
Dan asks, does LiveU make a mobile hotspot?
No. So in the past, LiveU did some kind of grip. That it's it have a mobile hotspot that you can hold your iPhone and then you can have two network. We stopped doing it anymore. But what we're doing now with the professional product of LiveU with LU200 and LU600, yes, we developed a feature that's called Data Bridge, which is kind of a mobile hotspot that you can connect all the cellular network together and do it a very strong hotspot relying on 6, 7, 8 air card. So we just deployed it. The first client was in Buenos Aires, in an arena that they have a limitation of bandwidth, because when all the people coming to see the soccer game on Saturday and Sunday, and local police want to have a hotspot that they can check things online about people coming into the arena. So they bought many backpacks to surround the arena, so they have their own local hotspot relying on multiple networks. So yeah, this one available not in the Solo family. This is available in the high-end product for the broadcasters, that we can have hotspot devices as part of their devices.
Well, the new product is LiveU Solo HDMI. You can find out more information about it at livestreamdeals.com. And thanks to our guest, Avi Cohen of LiveU. It's great having you on, great meeting you and chatting with you. It's been a pleasure getting to know the LiveU team, Claudia and Joyce and everybody. And it was a great experience using the LiveU Solo unit from Vid Summit. Place where, in a hotel at an event where live streaming was a challenge, but we had the LiveU Solo unit and we could stay on with high quality to Facebook Live. So thank you so much for everything you're doing to advance the industry. Congratulations on the Industry Innovator Award, and thanks again for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me. And thank you for using our product.
Yes, so thank you so much. That's Avi Cohen. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the season finale of Livestream Stars. We'll be back perhaps with more episodes next year. Haven't started scheduling another round, but in the meantime, you can see me on Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, Best of Be Live, and also stay tuned for more Ross and Nez show. The Professor Nez and myself are having a great time doing some spontaneous live streams. So check us out, rossandnez.com, and follow us on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, just rossandnez.com/Facebook, rossandnez.com/YouTube to get notifications for when we go live. And again, you can check out all the products that we featured recently, especially the LiveU Solo, over at livestreamdeals.com. So thanks, everybody, for joining us, and have a great evening. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.